Hi, my name is Jordan.
I'm Brandon.
And this is JB Venture. So I know a lot of you are going to be thinking, why are they starting another YouTube channel? But I'm here to say that for us, we were searching through YouTube and we're trying to find the perfect channel that encompassed all of our wants and needs as a millennial Gen Z couple. And for us, those wants were truly money, career, and travel. And if you didn't have it, I couldn't watch you. I'm just kidding. I watched you. But it really felt like something really necessary for me to have so that I could guide my life. And the biggest things for us was we needed to know how we could invest, how we could invest into the real estate market as well, going into, maybe buying our first home. And the biggest thing about that is just, how do we do it? If we don't see it from people like us, how are we going to know that we can do it? So that's another big reason for us starting this YouTube channel.
Yeah, for myself, I wanted to always become a doctor, and I'm finally on the path to making that work. But it did take a while, and during the time I had been teaching, and I really needed to get my act together so that I could, make the med school reality come to fruition. So watching videos has helped, but now I would love to share that as well. And then lastly, travel. We've been able to do it, but of course it's been limited due to funds and COVID and other things. But we've learned some things along the way. We are still learning, but the things we have learned, we'd love to share now. So if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with these future videos.
Yeah, that feels very surreal saying that, right? Okay, so Brandon's already pretty much listed it out. It's definitely really figuring out money, figuring out those career pivots, and then figuring out how to travel but on a budget. So to get into a bit of a story time, the reason that we have moved from a small Midwestern, Southern, whatever you want to say, state to now DC was, a bit of some other reasons. But, I definitely knew I wanted to come to DC, and luckily, Brandon, just knew that he would fit right in. And it's kind of great because not only do I get to, feel around and do things that I think are best for me in my personal life and my career life, but also Brandon's really made this his own. He's been able to do all the things that he's needed to do, like teaching here in DC, doing that transition, which, was, it's hard doing that in a different place. And then also, getting into the medical school and whatnot.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Brandon said he has PTSD. He has PTSD, don't worry, guys.
I should be studying right now.
Exactly. So that's another big thing, is figuring out how to manage all of those.
Give you a little preview about what our future videos are going to be about, and also let this be a little introduction about some of the things we have done and will be doing or are even currently doing. So take it away.
Yeah, so one of the biggest things about credit, and money and all that other stuff, and I said that wrong. One of the biggest things about money is having, a credit that goes along with it so that you can do things like buy that house or that car or whatever. And that was something that I mean, it's not like I didn't know about credit, so let's not go that far. It was just that I wasn't in the process of building it. Exactly. So we definitely want to share our story about like how I got my credit to where it is now, which is like a 786, and how, Brandon helped me along the way, and how he like already had good credit from the start, which is annoying, but anyway.
Yeah. Whether you like it or not, it is an important part as a way to function in U.S. society. So
look at him being PC, y'all.
Right.
Have good credit is what he's saying.
So we want to show you some tips and tricks to build it, to make sure it's as high as possible so you can get the best rate.
Exactly.
And just take care of your finances from there.
Yeah. And then we talked about the real estate market, and though we have now entered into the real estate market as is, it was not easy.
Definitely not.
In one state or in the place in DC that we are in now, which was harder for me at least. And we definitely want to give you like I don't even know if tips and tricks are whatever it is. We want to give you the Holy Grail, the Bible, everything, so that you're able to see, a bit about how we did it and what not to do, what to do, all of that stuff.
And how to invest in real estate itself so that can be another way to make passive income potentially.
Yeah, how to make your house work for you. Anyway, and then Brandon's already talked a bit about it, but how he transitioned from being a teacher and what that looked like for him, and then transitioned from being a teacher into both Oklahoma and to DC, but also,
from teaching to being a student again, which I missed after having taught for like over 5 years, but a grad student in this case. So for any of you looking to go back to school or college after having done your undergrad, I'd love to share some information and answer any of your questions.
Yeah. And we talked about this in the beginning as well, but another big thing for us is investing in the stock market. And that takes some learning, it takes some books, it takes some
discipline.
Right. Yes. It takes a lot of things. Like Brandon literally this morning texted me and was like, hey, have you invested in the stock market today? And I was like, because you have to do it for 9:30, which is something that
depending on the app you use. We use M1 for a lot of investing.
Yeah, true.
But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But that's a big thing. And then the next big thing is saving and budgeting. And I think that's a hot topic for everyone, especially when it comes to finances. But I think we do ours a bit different. We're like the odd person out here. Ours is pick the 3 things that matter to you most. Those are the ones that you're definitely not going to sacrifice and you're going to spend money on, but just limiting it and figuring out how to do that, like every month, every week, whatever. So, exactly. We definitely will show how we save and how we budget, if you even call it that, but It's our way.
Ultimately, it comes down to being responsible with your money so that you are saving a big chunk, if not the majority of it, hopefully over half if possible. And then you can invest some of that or all of that and also put some in an emergency fund or for future goals, whether it's travel or real estate.
Yeah. And then somewhat last and somewhat least, we are going to talk about, Brandon's way that he has traveled.
So having, taught over 5 years, I've had my fair share of summer breaks and such, so
lucky.
What better to do with those breaks than to travel. So I've done a few things in affordable countries based on my Oklahoma teacher pay of less than $30,000 at one point. So I'd love to share that information, but also things we're doing now that we have a little more money but still want to make our dollar stretch.
Yeah, definitely. I had to put that in there. But yeah, I think Brandon has done really well with that and has taught me a lot of different tips and tricks whenever I travel so that I'm not just blowing a hole through everything to be able to live my best life on a beach somewhere. So Thank you.
You're welcome.
Of
my
course.
Community service.
Definitely. And then, we are going to be having our wedding coming soon.
Yeah.
The Hartmans.
Summer of 2022 as of now. So.
So that's nice. And, wedding, as I always say, it's getting hot and expensive in here. It is in the summer of 2022 and we're still in 2021 right now. But there's a lot of things that you have to prepare.
Right.
And then we also did want to talk about the business.
Right. So we want to share a little bit about what it's like starting a business because Jordan is doing that right now with some amazing body. Well, Jordan is spearheading it as the CEO, founder, and president. Yeah, some amazing body and skincare products that we'd love for you to check out. But we want to just share that experience and then some other business goals that we have in the future. And just stay tuned by liking and subscribing so that you can stay up to date with that.
See, now that he has a show, he's going to continuously say that because it feels right.
Yeah, what it's like.
Thank you. We're glad that we're able to share all of these things from a Gen Z, Millennial, Black and Latino perspective, so that you're able to see the things that we pretty much do every week. We sit down, we talk about all of these things, write them on paper, and now we're able to just show them to you.
Right. And it's going to be a learning journey as we're going through this, so we're excited to have you as a part of this experience. And we ask that you please like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all these videos as they come through. And we are also going to try and stay very active in the comment section. So if you have any suggestions or thoughts, please feel free to share them there. But for the most part, we can't wait to show y'all about our money moves, our career transitions, and our travel goals as we make them happen. And yeah.
Thank you. So I'm Jordan.
I'm Brandon.
And this is JB Venture.
Take care.